Welcome back to the news at 10. The Presidential Ad-hoc Committee set up to reposition the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit and restore Nigeria's membership on the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Unit is accusing the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, of frustrating its efforts. They are also accusing the EFCC of blackmailing the Attorney General of the Federation and the Ministry of Justice with allegations that they've been impeding the government's anti-corruption drive. The committee was set up by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, following the recent sanction of Nigeria by the global body for allegedly flouting its rules and regulations. The committee, which is expected to submit its report by August the 31st, is to recommend and facilitate legal and regulatory measures to ensure the financial and operational autonomy of the NFIU. Last month, the Senate passed a bill seeking to establish the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Agency, an action which analysts say will strip the EFCC of its powers to prosecute financial crime offenders. The spate of attacks carried out by insurgents on several communities in Madagali, Adamawa State, is raising concern as affected persons call for more military presence in the area. On our community report tonight, we take a look at these communities where its leaders are blaming the attacks which have left several people dead and property destroyed on their proximity to the infamous Sambisa forest.
This is what is left of Gumbili in Madagali local government area located around the Mandara Hills and the Cameroon Republic. It's a sad reminder of their recent past, their present and possibly their tomorrow, if nothing is done fast to stop the frequent invasion they've suffered in the hands of insurgents. Within the space of 1 week, there's been 5 of such attacks in villages in Madagali, which has left them in despair with houses razed, livestock killed and foodstuffs stolen. A local vigilante and another resident recount their experience.
I
just returned home about 7 p.m. and removed my clothes. It was raining and I decided to use the opportunity to fetch some water from the rain when suddenly I heard gunshots. I fell flat on the floor. They were outside my house and they thought I was dead.
Our children in this community now live in fear. They no longer spend the night at home because of the situation we find ourselves. Even the vigilantes cannot stand the firepower of the Boko Haram attackers. There's nothing we can do except to receive help from the security operatives.
Some of the affected communities are a few kilometers away from the Sambisa forest, which makes them vulnerable to attacks without adequate military protection.
The purpose of government is to protect life and property of its citizens. So, attack in just a week, 4 different attacks happened in Madagali local government, and there wasn't any response from the federal government. So, it's so pathetic for the people of Madagali government. We are even disappointed.
What only remains with us is our faith and culture. But the whole thing that we have been burned down. Our people cannot go to the farm. So I don't know what will be our future tomorrow if you cannot go to farm. Are we going to be beggars?
But the state government does not appear to be oblivious of the people's plight.
We're taking the matter very serious. We're going to improve the presence of military forces in Madagali local government. We have increased our support to vigilantes and hunters in Madagali local government. But we have also, most importantly, analyzed the situation. We've realized that these are activities of isolated field commanders of the Boko Haram that have cut off from their degraded headquarters, which no longer even exist because Alagado and Sambisa have both been decimated by the military.
Until these promises are fulfilled, the people may continue to live in fear of possible attacks when least expected. This obviously is a baggage they wish and pray would go away quickly so their life can return to normal.
Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Anne Waudu.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma, and welcome to Business News. Officials of the United Nations Industrial Organization are asking Nigerian entrepreneurs to embrace the use of information technology. At a meeting in Abuja, they listed ICT and financial inclusion as critical tools for enhancing any business.
Nigeria is the first office that we've opened in Africa, and it's really focused on attracting investment and sustainable technologies to Nigeria and the ECOWAS region. And so we're doing programs like this one here today to promote the third industrial development decade for Africa. And we also work together with our other offices. We're starting a joint program with the new ITPO in Germany, working together with ITPO Nigeria to attract technologies here.
We want to grow our SME to international standard. And we discovered that most of them, they lack financial literacy. So that is what we are doing to make them produce good bankable projects, and that is what we are teaching them.
Multilateral Trade and Finance Institution, African Export-Import Bank, today issued $300 million of African Depository Receipt. According to the chairman and president of AfrExim, Dr. Benedict Orama, the offer aims to raise capital for a number of projects across African countries. Some of the projects earmarked for Nigeria include the establishment of 2 industrial parks, a medical tourism center, and partnerships with the Ogun State government. The depository receipt is expected to be listed on the Mauritius Stock Exchange with tax holidays for retail and institutional investors. Fuel distributor NIPCO PLC has increased its stake in Mobil Nigeria, now known as 11 PLC, by 3.23% to 70%. Last October, NIPCO's investment subsidiary bought 60% of Mobil Nigeria from ExxonMobil Corporation after the U.S. giant stopped downstream fuel distribution in Nigeria. Mobil Oil Nigeria operates more than 200 petrol stations across the country. And bargain hunting continued in today's trading session at the stock exchange with much demand for large cap banking stocks. Bisi Adebayo has the details.
Wednesday's trading session at the stock exchange ended with a 0.25% further increase in the broad index and 34 billion naira added to the market's capitalization. This comes on the back of mixed sectoral performance, which saw significant profit taking from insurance and industrial goods stocks against a 1.02% rise from the banking and consumer goods sectors. Zenith Bank, UBA and GT Bank were the major contributors to the banking sector, as well as the market's overall turnover of 264.28 million shares in 3,849 deals. Capitan recovered 9.52% from its previous loss to lead 16 other gainers, while Skybank, 7up and Total were the top 3 among 21 losers. And that's it on the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Wall Street closed more than 1 hour ago in the red following U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to shut down the government if it fails to fund his controversial border wall plan with Mexico. In the meantime, let's see how the rest of the major world stock markets ended today. And with those numbers, we end Business News for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. It's back to you, Joma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. As part of plans towards stemming the tide of insecurity and economic challenges across the country, the Naval War College in Rivers State has made Anambra its first port of call. The Secretary to the State Government, who received the team on behalf of the State Governor, commended the Anambra State Government for its commitment to safety.
Realizing the dangers of insecurity as a huge threat to economic growth, the Anambra State Government and a team from the Naval War College are here to address the maritime security challenges in the state.
There is not enough public revenue to support the issues in Anambra, so you needed to have public-private partnership to make this go.
Government is keeping the tempo, is maintaining strictly the political will, and I believe that with this we can only see brighter conditions.
Commending the team for choosing Anambra as the first state to tour, the Secretary to the State Government is quick to point out that the status of Anambra as the safest state in the country remains. This is despite the recent bloody attack in Ozubulu, one of the quiet communities in the state.
In Anambra, we feel that this is the safest place, the safest state in the country. And why do we say that? We get up in the morning, go about our business without worrying the incident, without worrying about security. We go to bed at night without worrying about security.
At the end of the first session, the leader of the team and commander of Naval War College Nigeria, Rear Admiral Thaddeus Udofia, states that the choice of Anambra for the study is due to the security successes already recorded by the present administration.
The college decided to choose Anambra State, considering the noble achievement of the state government in ensuring that is enabling environment for socioeconomic development to thrive.
From this session, it is clear that the more secure the state is, the more investment it will attract for sustainable growth.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Commonwealth Games champion Oduayo Adekuroye becomes the first African woman to win a medal at the Wrestling World Championships. That's on sports. Please stay with us.